Hello, everyone. Welcome to Conversations 3X, presented by Inner Expansive Horizons. Our guest today is Nedi Safa, a gifted healer, musician, and a devoted mother whose journey raising her son inspired their remarkable book, their dialogues, as Inside and Out. Through her channel, Nedi Sings, her healing work, her advocacy, she champions inclusion and understanding for neurodivergent individuals and their families. Let's learn more from her. And yes, if you have watched our videos before and liked them, please do like and subscribe to our channel, share with your friends and community. It will help us reach a wider audience, empowering each other. Thank you. Welcome to Conversations 3X, Nedi. It's a pleasure to have you here. I'm honored. I've been listening to your healing programs, and I've taken healing from you some years ago. If you remember or not, I don't know, but I did. But thank you for that.
I've had over 1,000 sessions now, so I'm sorry I don't remember ours, but I can feel your spirit right now. So I can feel it. So 1,000 people, I only had one dissatisfied customer, and that she wasn't very dissatisfied. She was just like, yeah, okay. So
that's interesting. Now healing is very interesting. Dr. Yuan's method. The purpose of conversations is to empower women, and anybody feeling, any individual youth feeling very low and not knowing where to go. But the thing is that we need to stand up wherever we are, recognize our own inner core. And that's where I see that strength, and your life itself is a great example for everyone to see. Share a little bit more about yourself.
that's so nice of you to say. You talked about the strength of women, and I think women particularly, we're not punished for having feelings the way that men are punished for having feelings. And it's really our inner feeling is our wisdom. And when you're denying your inner feeling, you get sick. And that's what happened. I was married to an abusive man for 12 years, and I had children. I was in a position that I couldn't leave because of that. And my body got sick because all I did was I returned abuse with kindness. And that doesn't hurt. That doesn't work when you have a sick person. So my body got sick, and I found an energy healer called Dr. Yuan when the medicine hadn't helped me. And he started me learning energy healing, which is something everyone can do. And I'm so glad that now so many people have heard of it. So I work through a website called Now Healing, NOW, Now Healing. And like I said, I've helped over 1,000 people, and they call from anywhere, and by email or by phone. I've helped all kinds of problems, financial and romantic and health. And energy work is really something everyone can do. And Now Healing has many programs that my best friend Elma Meyer set up for people to be able to learn how to use their inner feelings and learn how to heal.
Yes, I found you through Alma's website, Now Healing itself. That's someday I hope to talk to her as well. But tell me about your story, like what about Dr. Yuan's method, and how did you utilize that in your own life?
How is really easy. Identifying what to heal is the gift of energy healing, because our brain will say, I think this situation is unfair. I think that's not what should happen. I think things should be different. Anytime there's a problem, it just means that we think things should be different. But your intuition your deep feeling in the body, and the Chinese energetics was my first experience of that, can let you know where the energy weakness is, what needs to be adjusted in the energy field or in the aura to make the problem resolve. You can bring resolution even to non-health things. Gee, I feel like demonstrating. Are you up for a session, or would you like to talk instead?
Yeah, maybe you can share a little bit more, I think, in a few minutes, maybe
Yeah.
once we have heard a little more from you about your journey and your experience, then we can have a session too, like you can guide me through it.
So ancient Chinese healing, which actually came from Kung Fu, the long tradition of Kung Fu, and makes it simpler so that anybody can learn. And you don't have to be gifted. You don't have to be a specialty spiritual person or anything like that. You're listening to your feelings and using your intention to correct the energy. It's almost like blessing someone, feeling where they need blessing. And that's something that I used to do before I learned about energy healing. But I was ill and I sought out Dr. Ewan. Now, we were talking before, and I don't remember if I talked about that already. How my marriage
Your
recorded.
relationship and your son. I remember that you have written a beautiful book, a book on dialogues with your son, and how does that
Uh-huh.
experience take you further into healing and your work and advocating for him, through this process?
So my son has grown up beautifully. He's 40 years old now. When he was 30, he could drive and he could live on his own. And he finished college at age 29, got a bachelor's degree. And he's an animator. He worked for Disney as an apprentice, and he worked for television animation. And now he's written a novel, which will be published in February.
Wow.
Um, and I'm doing the audiobook for it. So I just finished the first chapter. So because of his experience, we wrote a book called Inside and Out, Dialogues about Autism Between a Mother and Son. And there are many books called Inside and Out, and many books that are autism memoirs. But this is the only book where I got to say, this is why I gave you medications. And he gets to tell me his experience and everything that he went through, bullying and therapies. He had his perspective, and I have my perspective. And it's a beautiful book. It's given hope to a lot of people. It's called Inside and Out, Dialogues about Autism, and it's on Amazon. And because it came out, I've gotten a lot of clients.
Matt and I wrote a book together. It's called Inside and Out, A View of Autism from a Mother and Son. And it's a series of dialogues about all the successes that he had in his life. At age 3, Matt wasn't speaking, and the expectations for him were very low. And a couple weeks ago, Matt graduated from college. He's been living on his own, driving on his own. He's entered the workforce.
Re-entered the workforce with my ideal career after having a series of odd jobs, just like a normal human being,
Just like a normal human being.
and having plenty of ex-girlfriends, like a normal human being.
Like a normal human being. Excuse the word normal. What's unique about our book is that it's a dialogue that I can explain why I tried medication, and he can explain how he felt.
Let's rephrase that. Why she, as a parent, got me to try stuff like medication, alternative medicines, physical therapy, all this different stuff during my development, and how I felt about it, as well as just our lives being a parent working so hard, and being a child in such a sadly not too unique situation as we have nowadays.
It's a fabulous success story, and Matt and I have given 6 talks to parents with autism, and they've asked us
Huge crowds.
to write a book, and we hope to do a lot of good, like we have with our talks, through this book, and it's a very good book.
With our talks, we've helped.
Brilliant.
With our talks, we've helped maybe about 90 people and tops and their families, and then that multiplies it a bit more. We do talks at we did talks at Children's Hospital of Orange County. We've done talks for the Orange County
The special ed professionals.
The various special ed professionals across the county. We're very local in that sense, and we come from a family that has, well, various teachers of kids who do have the condition. My brother's a physical therapist and charity worker. Almost every adult member of my family is a teacher of some sort, and they specialize in children who have developmental disabilities like this. We're very intelligent, very well spoken, and
Speak for yourself. And not a lot of people can tell what it was like. Matt is one of the autistic adults that can tell what it was like.
And I'm just old enough to remember what it was like before it became normal. I have.
You stop using the word normal.
Stop using the word. Well, normal's not exactly a good word. No, it's like saying the word vanilla. It's not like something to be proud of. It's just like, okay, you're vanilla.
Okay.
I'm gonna get some ice cream.
On Now Healing about autism or children with ADHD. And I just love working on that and on the brain abilities. So that started in 2003. And like I said, I've helped over 1,000 people. And my training from my family was to learn about all religions and to experience different cultures. My mother is Persian and my father was American. And I was an exchange student to Thailand. And later I studied music in Vienna. So if I have any wisdom at all, it's from living in 3 different continents and experiencing not only their spirituality, but their relationship to time and to work and to marriage, very different cultures. You've experienced too how different India is from Canada, right?
Yes, I've experienced different cultures, different religions. So it's been an interesting journey, and I realized that spirituality is beyond religion. It's humanistic spirituality, actually. That's the way. And I am sure that the global community is headed that way.
Yes, I think so too.
In a few years, we will see religions will be an old story,
Yes.
obsolete, because there is too much of diversity and there is no integration in religions. Even though the basic concepts are there, all religions advocate for peace and harmony, but doesn't seem to happen. It's more divisive because I don't know whether it's kind of very they are more closed because more orthodox religions are very closed. And they want to stick within their own community. And whereas the younger generation, I think, is waking up to the fact that, no, there is more to life.
I saw bumper stickers that said, God is too big for any one religion. And I thought, that's it. God's too big for any one religion. And every religion teaches the golden rule. Don't do to other people what you don't like. They have different maybe origin stories, where we come from or what happens after we die. But they all say to live the same way. So what are we fighting about?
Yeah. So tell me one thing, Why do you think society continues to treat autism as a deficiency rather than an ability? I would characterize it as an ability because there are powerful souls, with this ability, and they are doing very well for themselves and others. So,
It's because of the school system. What the autistic people can't do is fit into the school system. There is an analogy about a school that had a duck that couldn't climb trees and a dog that couldn't climb trees. The monkey was the only one that got the good grade because he could climb trees. School asks things of autistic people that are sometimes very hard for them to sit still, to have attention for long periods. You said that you think that religion will pass away towards broader spirituality. I think that the same thing will happen with education, that it will become more individualized, and that will be a good thing for a good use of artificial intelligence, which may be to educate people the same way that they learn. So if you're a visual learner, they can teach you visually. If you learn by listening, then you can be taught that way. It's very intimate how people learn. I had the privilege of being a music teacher, and it was different for each student. And for that reason, I could also teach people with different learning styles, which is what I call it, different learning styles, not different mental handicaps.
Yeah. Yes, this is really, you have got so much along with healing, a particular technique of healing, knowing about music, working with children, that all took you to a path or, gave you a direction to help your son. So were there any particular techniques that you use? Because anybody who is listening to this podcast, once it's uploaded, they would like to know, like if they have a child, again with ADD, ADHD, and many other abilities. So what can they expect through different platforms of healing or methods of healing? What is the best choice they can make? I feel, yes, Dr. Yuan's method is very good for instant relief, but how is it long term? How do you stabilize it?
There are results from now healing, from energy healing that last too. If it isn't stabilized, there's usually more reasons that have to be cleared. But on the Now Healing website, I have a sample that's free that you can try. Anybody can try. It's for ADD, ADHD, autism, and other learning differences. And you can listen to that sample for free and see if it's helping. I'm going to use a candy, a lemon candy, because I'm speaking a lot. Now, as far as my experience with different treatments, I'm going to recommend something that is not energy healing. The thing that is not energy healing that I really love is called neuro movement, like nerves, neuro movement.
Yeah.
And there are people all around the world that have learned this. So those are the two things, energy healing and neuro movement, that I would recommend. Neuro movement is movement lessons that develop the brain, because the brain learns faster when you move in new ways than any other thing. It's not sitting there and learning facts. If you move the body, which is what neuro movement does, the brain develops very quickly, and I've seen miracle happens. Now, I only learned about that after I had a car accident and a concussion. I didn't use that on my son because he's already doing great. So I'm throwing that in there. It's not my energy healing, which is, it has that free sample, or you look up NeuroMove.
All right, all right. So can you
Too
explain
much
about?
answers?
Yeah.
Is that too much information?
No, that's really good to know. So, what exactly, like, you help your son, and you have mentioned in your book also, like in your dialogues with him, whatever. I have not read the book. I will definitely. It's not available on Amazon Canada, and so I will see how to maybe get the other version.
Maybe you get the audiobooks.
Yes, that's what I'm looking at. I will try and get the other version.
I'm thinking of turning it into a podcast because we speak, a different chapter each time on different subjects like bullying or partying and different things like that. You break it up into a podcast to broadcast.
Yes, yes. So, was he on medication as well for some time?
Yes, he was for 6 years. And again, what the teacher said was, if you put him on medication, I can catch him up to school age. So he was on ADD medication, and it's actually a medication they don't use anymore, called Silert, and he gained 70 pounds with it. And that's really tough because it's hard to date and stuff when you're overweight, but he's very happy now. He's got a great girlfriend.
Yeah, yeah. And what about Dr. Yuan's, Cam Yuan's method? Can you describe a little bit about his work? Like the one that you use, the technique that you use?
Yeah. So all the energy healing methods that I'm familiar with, because I also learned some pranic healing, which I know that you were exposed to.
Yes, yes, I use it all the time. Even though
good.
I with my any programs, like it's been years, from 96, I've been 95 rather. I've been using pranic healing to help myself and others around me.
It's different from pranic healing. What we're invoking is the balance, the yin yang balance of wherever we feel weakness. Then our intention is to have balance. So if I I was wondering if I should take a famous person and treat them or something, but I'll take an imaginary person. And if when I'm scanning in my mind, I could imagine their body and say, oh, this person has, when I think of their abdomen, I feel that there's a weakness because I feel an emptiness in my body, or I see a shadow, or people have different things. Sometimes they even see words. Then my intent is to have that heal. So same way the prayer is an intent, there's a very specific intent to have that heal and to have the yin and yang, whatever needs to be balanced in that area, be balanced. And it's really that simple. It's like falling off a log, simple. But the learning part is to learn to look deeper and deeper into what needs to be healed, because it isn't obvious at all. When somebody says, I just need more money, it could be a past life vow. They maybe took a vow of poverty in a past life, or it could be one of their parents has a belief that they shouldn't exceed them, that the dad thinks, well, he shouldn't get more successful than me. And so that would be somebody else's belief. So you have to be open to scan whatever might come to mind. And when I scan whatever comes to mind, I check in my gut. Does it feel empty or does it feel full? Does it feel weak. And if it needs weakness, then I think for it to be strengthened. And then if the feeling in me changes, then the feeling with them has changed too. And it's really amazing. I'm sorry it's not more mysterious than that. It's so simple. You wonder why everybody isn't doing it all the time. And Elma, who founded Now Healing and found some ways to simplify teaching it and simplify doing it, she and I have had a conversation where we thought, I bet you people used to use this and it got forgotten.
Yeah,
it's like
probably. Yeah, I remember a long time back I took a program as well. That's why I could I connected with you at that time. Was the transformations course, one or two programs I took, which she had on the on 7 transformations or something like that. I don't remember the name of the course, and there were a couple of 2-3 other aligned. Healing programs as well with it.
Was it connected to a religion or
no? It was Elma's program, Dr. Yuan's method. Yeah, there's a background to it, and how you look at the how do you visually perceive energy, and like understand the DNA, the flow of intent.
Right.
How does it open up? How does it converge? Something like that. But it was very helpful at that. I have learned quite a bit from there, but it's been a while.
She's very, very smart, very astute healer. And so she frames things in a big way, using feng shui, using everything from the microscopic to the universal. So it takes a bit of openness to do this work, but we hope, like Dr. Yuan said, for a healer in every family. So give Now Healing a try if you have an issue, and it could be financial or relationship or health or a spiritual. I'm happy to.
Tell me about spiritual aspect of this program, Now Healing, or Dr. Cam Yuan's method. Does it help in creating a space for thoughtlessness? It's because some people, when we are meditating, there are a lot of thoughts that come to your mind, and and it's very distractive. Your mind cannot be still.
That's very easy. Thoughtlessness. Now you'll be thoughtless. It's very easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next time you meditate, notice the difference. I just fixed it.
I try to use a method, disentangle, reintegrate, all that. I use it all the time. A few basic concepts of. So, how did you fix that? Can you share the steps?
You just mentioned it. Align with thoughtlessness. Thoughtlessness sounds like you're inconsiderate. You really want more empty mind when you're meditating. Yes. Mindfulness.
Presence of mind, that mindfulness is better.
So align with mindfulness. I'm just moving my hands for fun. Mindfulness and reintegrate. See, align you with mindfulness and then reintegrate your aura, your functioning energy to exist with that now, to be integrated. Mm-hmm. You'll have to try it to believe it.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it because it works. I have used it for certain situations also. I mean, I am amazed. I'm really amazed. And I remember watching one of her talks, or, it just popped up, a video popped up with another person. And she was saying, it is not spiritual. It is not magic, but it happens. Just believe it.
Yeah, it happens. And I've used it on babies and animals don't, you don't ask a dog or a cat if they believe it. You just work on them. There have been quite dramatic successes too, and there was a doctor in London who would send me patients, and one time he sent me 9 patients with serious things. And one of them, I told him after trying to work on him, I said, this person does not want to heal. He wants to expire. And the doctor in London wrote me back and he said, yes, that person's brother just died 2 months ago and he wants to go be with his brother. So that was very interesting that didn't want to heal. But it's a lovely way to connect with people, and even they don't have to be on the phone, and there's no hypnosis involved or anything that would involve belief. Sometimes they can just say on an email what the issue is, and they write me back. Everything changed. There was one woman, if you're listening, there was one woman who wrote, everything has changed. My ex-husband took me back and we sold our business for $2 million and I'm moving to Malibu in a new big house. Thank you. You changed my whole life. And she's the person who didn't pay me. So if your whole new beautiful life made you rich, then send the $45.
Yeah. So people need to connect with you on through the Now Healing. I'll provide the link. Is there any other contact number or any other way to contact you if people want to contact you?
That's the way. Now Healing, and in there's private sessions with Nedi, and there's many free videos too. And like I mentioned, my free video on ADD, ADHD, autism, and other brain differences is on the website. And I believe that one's also on YouTube. You can also look up Now Healing on YouTube. On YouTube, I also have my musical work because I'm a composer by training.
Yes. So have you used music to help children, like in their progress and overcoming their abilities?
I'm not a music therapist, but the way I used music was therapeutic. A lot of things happen when you play music. When the children were learning to play music with me, they would calm down, they would increase their intention, they would feel a sense of success, and some other things too, like you read music left to right, or is it left to right, like that? And because they loved music, they would be reading it left to right, and then that would help them in their reading in school, left to right. And of course, you use both hands, and that helps in coordination. So music is a wonderful tool, but I wasn't a music therapist. I was just a music teacher who loved to teach people that had different abilities, and sometimes the only thing they were good at was music, and some of them became professional musicians. Wow. I'm really happy about that.
Yeah, that must make you really proud.
Yeah, there's 6 of them that are very special to my heart, who grew up to be musicians.
So, I was looking through Quora, and you have given a brief article there, you have written a paragraph or two. It's been quite some time back. Quora, yes.
Yeah, I've written a lot for Quora.
Yeah, there was, in one place you have mentioned that autism spectrum is different, not less. How do you explain that? This, how does this truth unfold for you through your own, your own journey with your son?
Oh, different, not less. We talked about the school system. That's why the things are considered deficits, because the things in autism often make it very difficult to be in the same classroom and learning the same way as other people. What was your question again?
So how does this truth, like that autism spectrum is different and not less? It is there, we acknowledge it's there,
Yes.
but it's not less. It doesn't undermine anything. I would say that, put it like that.
Yeah, people use the word can't awful lot with autism, and that's not the right way to look at it. In Chinese medicine, it's considered a delay, not an inability. The people with autism need help with speaking, and they need help with socializing, but most of all, they need help with anxiety. Dr. Frances Happy, that's really her name, in England, said the baseline of anxiety for somebody on the autism spectrum is very close to what we would say we would experience. It's like, one more thing happens, I'm going to scream. And they feel, and they scream, because they feel that way all the time. Also, having hearing that is more sensitive, visual that is more sensitive, sense of touch that is more sensitive, all those things, it's overwhelming. It's very, very hard to calm down the system. And that's what needs to be done before learning can take place. But they're capable of learning, and their brain will continue to grow throughout their life, like everybody's brain continues to grow throughout their life. They know that now. And they also, it can grow into a habit if you become, just a video game or TV watching schlub. Your brain will habituate to that too. But never give up on a child with autism or a grown-up with autism, because they can continue to learn. So what happens with autism is the brain grew differently. And the way that it grew was so sensitive to sound and to touch and to sight that the attention went inward. And autism is like automobile. It's auto for self, that the outside world was too stimulating and they went in. And when they go in, talking is a hurdle and socializing is a further hurdle. So that's why they say with autism, the 3 signs are repetitive behavior to reduce anxiety, delay in speech, delay in socializing. But you can help with all 3 of those things. Even though the brain has formed differently, the brain still learns. There's nothing that will stop it from learning if you get through to them. That's why I said the school system will change, and it will be like it will be a dinosaur. People will look at how we made all children sit still and memorize. We're going to laugh at it. That's not how people develop, and that's not what's necessary to grow an adult.
Yeah. So tell me, did you advocate for your son in the school? What was the response from the school staff? Or they must be having, special needs teacher or staff there, or a counselor. They do have in schools, right? Public schools and even private schools.
California has very good laws. Their laws go their laws say that you can get the help you need, even if you need one person to be dedicated to your child and stay with them all day to help them. The state must provide that. So California has excellent laws. My children were born in Vienna, where I was studying music and where I married an Austrian. I don't think that any of those things would have happened in Austria. I don't know about it now. This was in the 80s. But I had to advocate hard. There were some weeks that I spent 10 hours dealing with bureaucracy, because bureaucracy the state doesn't give you help without you asking for it. And some of them even have policies that they're supposed to turn you down the first time and only help you out on appeal. So that's a terrible policy, because I was a single mother for most of the time and just trying to get what my son needed. Things shifted big when he was 16. We got occupational therapy for sensory help with everything feeling like too much.
This was in California?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And he also started acupuncture.
Okay.
And acupuncture is an energy medicine, and the Chinese doctor said in Chinese medicine, autism is a delay. And they have ways to treat delays, just like they would treat a growth delay or a puberty delay. They have ways in acupuncture to treat speech delay and cognitive delay. And Matt didn't have a cognitive delay. As far as being smart, it's about the same as the rest of the population. A third are smart, a third are below average, whatever smart means, and a third are average as far as the ways that intelligence is measured. But that's another problem with school systems, is the way we measured. My son, when he was little, when he could hardly talk, he would know the way back from anywhere that we had gone to. He had a sense of navigation, a spatial genius for where we had been and how we had to drive back home. And he would complain if we went the wrong way. So, and now when he draws in perspective, it's so good because he has that spatial ability. His IQ was tested; it was 178.
Wow!
But that was the nonverbal. But his speech IQ was 108. And I said, he must be frustrated. And the educator said, he must be very frustrated if he can't explain all the ideas in his head.
Yeah.
But all the ideas in his head are in his novel. And his novel is called Stampede King. Stampede King. It'll be out in February. And I imagine it will be available on Amazon too, but I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what it's called. It's a fantasy novel. It has elves and orcs, and the humans are the odd ones out that everybody has prejudice against.
So what does he feel about your presence in his life to change, to help him navigate his own life? Now he's a grown-up adult. He's written a book. And what does he say? What does he say to you about the journey with you?
He said last week, he said, "I'm so glad you're my best friend."
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. So if you are looking back, Nedi, what would you tell your younger self as, younger Nedi, younger mother, what would you tell?
Relax. Please just relax, because I tried so hard to be good. I vowed to myself to never say a hurtful word. And when my husband was hitting me, I said, "You're hurting me." And he said, "I know." He kept hitting me. I should have paid more attention to me.
Yeah, yeah. So you have also mentioned, I'm looking at, I saw that 77 questions talk that you had. You have it on your YouTube. You have also mentioned about being very intuitive. Was it that you did some spiritual work on yourself? Were you practicing something else, or it was just there with you?
I didn't work on intuition, but I started meditating in 1973 with the popular transcendental meditation. And now I do a meditation that a kung fu teacher taught me for absorbing the chi, the prana from nature. That's the one I do now. And I've read the holy books of at least 5 religions.
Wow.
And I spent some time with the people, because that's part of it too. And my parents always encouraged that. We had Baha'i Sunday school, and we learned the great teachers of mankind and how they each bring mankind forward, and about the equality of all people, the oneness of all people. And that's the next step. That's what you said, Kamalji, is the next step. We realize we're all one, and we don't need to be fractioned into, this is my religion, this is your religion. There's no need for that. We're all one.
Yeah, there is no need. There is, what I have learned is that religion can only take you so far. It can maybe create some kind of basic discipline, a lifestyle in yourself. But beyond that, if you really need to grow, then you have to break all those walls and barriers and, rise beyond that. It's very, very important.
There are mystics in every religion that were criticized by the mass of Christians, when it was Saint Teresa, or I don't know the names of all the people, but like in Islam, there are Sufis who then they treasure the personal relationship with the divine. It's kind of like religion is for the masses. It keeps the order, but then it's very personal when somebody wants to journey, either developing themselves or becoming closer to God. I think it was Rabindranath Tagore who said, "I looked for God and found only myself. I looked in myself and found only God."
Yeah. I don't remember that, but then must be. I know that many mystics they have broken that barrier of religion. They have evolved into very fine beings and got the global community. They might have religious icons or some symbolic features there in their way of practice, or their churches or temples, but they are not religious as per the orthodox sector. They have mixed all the systems together and come to the conclusion of only one God, and focus within. It's just all within and without. That's it. There is, in fact, I stopped going to temples, religious places many years ago. And I call it as a place of discomfort for me. It doesn't bring me any peace because there is a sense of that you feel that you're confined, and these are the rules, and whereas God is not about rules. It's about the spirit. It's about truth, and it flows all over. And that's
one Sufi I met said, we have no desire to collect the rain when it falls. We're just happy the rain falls, saying this is my divinity.
Yeah.
Well, you have a very beautiful attitude towards this. I really like it, and I like what you're doing. And I also like how you talk about how women, through hardship, have evolved. What were you going to say?
Yeah, I was just coming to that only. What would you like to say to women who are stuck, with people I work with women with multiple barriers, I've gone through a process, of healing myself. So what would you say to someone who is stuck in a place where, they don't see that there is going to be any breakthrough happening? They are maybe in a relationship, maybe in any other, maybe in a mental health situation, can be anything. But what would you say to them, that what to do at that time?
To reach out and make friends, to ask for help from more people. One thing that abusive husbands do, or narcissistic parents, is they cut you off from other people. They say, "Oh, you're spending time with your friend again? Don't do that." And they make it hard for you to get a reality check with other people. But the more people you know, the more options you have. Somebody might have an idea that can get you out of your situation. So yeah, I've even asked strangers, sitting on a bench, what would you do in my situation? And sometimes they have something interesting to say. So ask people. That's my advice.
Does anything from Dr. Yuan's and Now Healing method, is there anything that you would like to share from there? What technique they could use from there?
I would look up. Yeah, to reset. That's a very good question. I would look up the free YouTubes on Now Healing.
Yeah.
And many of them. You can work on your whole life from them. If there's really just one technique. And it's the one I described, where you feel for the weakness and intend for it to become whole.
Yeah.
So that's the one technique. I never feel stuck since learning this. I know that there's always more ways to help. So please go ahead and use it. Use all the free things.
Yes.
And if you want more, then look up for private sessions with Nedi.
Yes. I will share the link, below the video. I will share the details for the website as well, and the YouTube link as well. And so thank you so much for being, sharing so much of your wealth with me today, Nedi. And what are your final thoughts? What would you like to share with people who will be listening to this?
I want to share an idea. Hope. I want to share the idea of hope. What was that I saw? Hope has two daughters: anger at the way things are, and faith that things can be better. So it's okay to be angry if things are wrong, but know that there's always more ways. There's always more ways than you've thought of. If you think that your situation's stuck, call me. Call a friend. There's always more ways. The only thing you can't change is death. Otherwise, you can change whatever's going on.
Yeah. So thank you so much. Hopefully we will have another session. I've never done, you were talking about live sessions. Maybe we can schedule one later. I'll try. I've never done one. It's always been recorded. So
I want to say thank you so much for what you do to empower women to share their stories. It's very valuable work, and you do it with a very lovely, open spirit. I really like it. I treasure what you do.
Thank you so much, Nedi. Thank you so much. We'll meet you again.
Yep.
And yes, if you have watched our videos before and liked them, please do like and subscribe to our channel, share with your friends and community. It will help us reach a wider audience, empowering each other. Thank you.